Financial liberation. While the materialist is mainly interested in goods, the Buddhist is mainly interested in liberation. Buddhism is the middle way and therefore is no way antagonistic to physical well being. It is not wealth that stands in the way of liberation, but the attachment to wealth. Not the enjoyment of pleasurable things, but the craving for them. The focus of Buddhist economics, therefore, is simplicity and non-violence. For the modern economist and consumer, this is very difficult to understand. They are used to measuring their standard of living by the amount of annual consumption, assuming all the time that a man who consumes more is better off than a man who consumes less. A Buddhist economist would consider this approach excessively irrational. Since consumption is merely a mean to human well being, the aim should be to obtain the maximum of well being with the minimum of consumption. The less toil there is, the more time and strength is left for artistic creativity. I admit that my recipe for economic success is quite different than the advice you will get from most people. Bookstores are filled with books about making money and getting rich, but they all come with certain basic philosophical assumptions. Mainly, that more money is always better and that the key to success is to be rich. Even books that I recommend, such as The 4 Hour Work Week or Your Portable Empire, have an underlying philosophy of getting rich. All of these writers are firmly centered in mainstream capitalist thinking. My philosophy is essentially that of a Buddhist economist. While others speak of success and wealth, my concern is liberation. And when I speak of liberation, I mean financial liberation, physical liberation, emotional liberation, mental liberation, and ultimately spiritual liberation. However, at this time in my life, I am only qualified to give advice about financial and physical liberation. It's important to understand the profound difference between seeking wealth and seeking liberation. Mainstream financial advisors always focus on more, and more. However, my starting point is always less, less, and less. Simplicity is the core of my approach to financial liberation. Learn to need less, you will automatically become freer. Learn to need a smaller and cheaper living space. Learn to need a smaller and cheaper car, or better yet, a motorcycle, or still better, no vehicle at all. Learn to need fewer gadgets. Learn to need fewer and less expensive clothes. Simplify, simplify, simplify. This is the core of my method for success. Before you worry about building a business, before you worry about debt eliminations, before you worry about working fewer hours or making more money, simplify every aspect of your life, persistently, continuously, relentlessly. Pay away all that is unnecessary, distracting, and fashionable. Work on your cravings. This is the basis for liberation. Without doing this, you will always be a slave, no matter how much money you have, because you will always need more, and thus will remain a slave to work and economics. On the other hand, if you simplify drastically, you will find that financial liberation is much easier than you thought. You will find that you can work much less and live much more. You will find that escaping your job and boss is much easier than you thought. You will find that eliminating debt is much easier than you thought. You will find that you are much less stressed about money. You will find that you have many more options in life. You will find it easier to save money, easier to travel, easier to do the things you have always put off doing. Simplicity is the starting point, the center, the foundation, and the ending point. It is the key to your financial liberation. Thank you.